Yo, what's going on? What's happening? I moved in Charlotte. I moved to Charlotte in 2009. And when I first got here, Charlotte skyline, uptown, it was just a few buildings, you know what I'm saying? It consisted of I say about 10 buildings, you know what I mean? There was no such thing as South End. I mean, they called it South End, but it wasn't nothing near as regular, like stores and stuff like that. They didn't have on the blue line, like how they have it now, residential areas, apartments and stuff like that. They didn't have any of that stuff. They didn't have the Publix that they have now. That's that when you go down the South End. They didn't have LoSo, Lower South End. They didn't have a lot of stuff. Ballantyne wasn't developed how it is now. Their skyline wasn't. It was probably about 2 or 3 buildings. You know what I mean? Charlotte has grown so much. So much. Back in the days when I first got here, you could get on Highway 77 with no problems. 485 was like a shoe horse, a horseshoe, I guess what they call it. It was like a U, shaped like a U. Now it's a full circle. Places like Still Creek was what they call underdeveloped. It wasn't nothing but farmland out there. You had communities and apartments, but nothing like how it is now. You still had a few hoods here in Charlotte, but now it's dramatically changed. And it's gotten to the point where, man, I don't know what they're going to do, but they're going to have to do something immediately because Charlotte's streets are so small. We need 2-lane streets. They say roughly about 117 people move here per day. And that Charlotte, if it's not the most popular place to move to, it eventually will become that. And as I've seen Charlotte grow, I've also seen the cost of living grow as well. That's real talk. And I must say, I've always said this, I think I've been going on this thing about leaving Charlotte for about 2-3 years. I must say, this is real. I gotta go. I have to go. I'm not only has Charlotte, I've been priced out of Charlotte, but I've been aged out as well. And that's something that it's been dawning on me for so many years. Yo, what's the problem with me? You know what I mean? Why am I feeling this way and this and that and so forth and blah, 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 blah. I'm not going back on what I'm saying as far as how things have gotten so bad just, in the United States to the point where it seems like it's the end. Don't get it twisted. I'm not going back and contradicting what I'm saying, but what I will say is maybe the way that I feel far as the end is the end of my age or era. Just maybe I can't live in these big cities anymore, such as your Charlotte, your Atlanta, your New York City. Maybe the thing that I'm searching for, which is a peace of mind, is it can't be found in these cities. It only could be found in areas where there's a small population of people. Straight up, I'm starting to think that. I'm starting to think that when people make comments in the comment section of videos that I do about Charlotte or Atlanta, for an example, Charlotte and Atlanta, and these other cities, when they say, hey, man, you didn't make it there, or you just ain't built for this and that and so forth, maybe, just maybe I'm not. Maybe, for the sake of this conversation, because I truly believe that this is not evolution, what I'm about to say. But just maybe what they're saying is, society has evolved and you got to deal with this and that and so forth and go with the hands of times. Maybe that's it. maybe we have to accept that those that are my age and older, that, yeah, we could talk about the 90s. We could talk about how, well, you know, men walked around with the chest out and they was this and that and they was holding their shit like, you know what I'm saying? And they were holding shit down like, you know what I'm saying? Being real men. But that's not the day and age that we live in nowadays. And I'm about to get real ill, so I'm gonna forewarn you to stop this video if you don't like foul language. All right, I warned you, but maybe, just maybe, we've been aged out, because nowadays certain men have decided that they don't want to be men anymore, so they go to the hospital, get their dicks chopped off to become a woman. That's real shit. And these liberal cities such as Charlotte allows any and everything to go on. These cities are damn near lawless. You commit a crime, I seen it with my own eyes. I look at the news every day, the local news every day. I see it with my own eyes. These motherfuckers be killing people, and next day they bailed out. That's real shit. The crime here has increased. And when I tell you that the people that have came here have bought rats and roaches, they have. You want to know why? Because I'll give you an example. And this is real. I'm not even, matter of fact, I'm not going to I'll give you the example, but it's real. This is really going on in South End. So for those that want to move to South End, where they claim is luxury apartments and shit, those big ass maze looking apartment buildings and shit, I warned you. I warned you, but they're having a rat infestation problem on South End. Along the light rail in those apartments. And the reason why they're having it is because there's a massive amount of people that's in that area. And they got these big ass, when you go, I used to do Postmates about three years ago. And I used to go all in those areas, you know what I'm saying, delivering food. And when you go under the building, that's where the parking is at. Some of the parking garages, the parking garages at. Some of them are higher up. You can go up levels and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But the bottom is where where they have the trash can at. And hey, they got these big ass trash cans full of food. Most of these people that live in those places are young adults. So they're frequently buying fast food, fucking box food, microwavable food, and cheese pizzas and all the rest of that shit. And I used to drive in that area. Somebody might say, hey, listen, meet me in the garage place right by the trash can. I used to drive over there and I'd be like, this shit is filthy. But it's the truth. It's on the news. They got a rat infestation problem. Wherever there's a bunch of people and they're coming from different areas, you know what I'm saying, throughout the United States, they're bringing their problems. They're bringing some of everything with them. The positive and the negative, the good and the bad. I will say this. I was fortunate enough to see how a city used to be and how it devolved into what it is right now. Straight up. Because Charlotte used to be this city where the country meets city life, and it was decent. It was decent. At one point in time, the Carolina Panthers was good. You had Cam Newton. You know what I'm saying? They made it to the Super Bowl that year. They were doing good. For a couple years, the Carolina Panthers was doing good. Hell, the raggedy ass, well, they called them back in the days, the Bobcats, Charlotte Bobcats, they made it to the playoffs with Captain Jack. Now, I wouldn't pay 50 cents to see them bum-ass Charlotte Bobcats Let alone them bum-ass fucking Carolina Panthers that have been sucked for 6 years. But besides that, let's get back to the point. I can admit it. Maybe I'm just older. And every generation goes through this when they get older. Older and bitter. Because I'm used to seeing things a certain kind of way. And now that things have changed, whether it's for the good or the bad, I can't handle it. And to a certain extent, I'm not going to handle it. I'm not going to be good with it. That's the reason why I have to go. I have to. There's no doubt about it. I'm not going to sit here and pay more for something that I'm used to having or used to doing. I'm not going to do it. If I stay here, this is my word. If I stay here, I would have to do something else other than what I'm doing. Most of my time would be spent out of the house. You know, everybody would have to work that's inside the house. Like, what the fuck is the purpose of living if you're not living? That's what I be trying to tell people. Like, if you're constantly going working on paying for the car that you are paying for the house that you're living in, but you're not driving the car. The only time that you're driving the car is to get from home to work and from work to home. You're not living in the house, you know, because of the fact that most of the time you're out working to pay for the house. So you're only coming home to sleep, shit, eat, and get back up. That's not living. Your house is your home. And that's not a home if no one's there. Yo, man, you got. I think I had some balls on that one. I think it was what's his name? Luther Vandross. A house is not a home unless you're standing there, Sophie. I can't remember that, but I think those are bars that I just was on, yo. I just put some bars down for people that are fans of Luther Vandross. I forgot the name of the song. A house is not a home. Some standing there. But seriously, this is real. I'm not gonna give up my lifestyle. My lifestyle is chilling with fam. You know what I'm saying? Being creative. You know, having a time to myself. And I can't do all of that shit staying here. I can't. And I've seen my time dwindle down year after year after year. I seen my dollar dwindle down year after year after year. I remember it used to be a point where, shit, man, let me think. Man, I was kicking out like $3,000 a month, two and a half. Now about 3,000, about $3,000 a month. Now, please, I can't live off of that. My bills, food, all of that shit. That shit is like around $5,000 a month. That's why when people be on some shit in the comment section talking about something, man, this man is old as shit and he still ain't got his life together. How when I'm kicking out $5,000 a month, I gotta have something going on for myself, my nigga. $5,000 a month on bills. That's not entertainment. That's not Netflix. That's not, none of that shit. That's not taking vacations and saving money. That's $5,000 off the rip. But yeah, man, I admit it. I gotta go. My man Pretty Ricky left. And when he left, I was like, man, damn. I didn't know what to think about that. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, And then he was on some shit like, yeah, man, you know, I'm going somewhere where I can get more bang for my buck. I'm like, huh? I was perplexed. Like, no, seriously, this is my word. You know, pretty Ricky. If you looking, like, I was like stunned. I'm like, yo, how is it that he's saying not so much that he can't afford to stay here? That's not what he said. He was just like, yo, I need to get more bang for my buck. And I'm like, yo, that ought to tell me something, because I'm making less than him and he's out. But this ain't a video where you're going to see me next year, 2025, September, saying, man, I need to leave. No. In a couple of months, I'm not going to say exactly when I'm going to leave. In a couple of months, I'm out of here. I'm doing my research and on all of that, and I'm out of here, man. Straight up. It gets bad. No, seriously, I read your comments. It gets bad when bros tell me, yo, man, listen, we you know, we got love for you and everything. You know, you doing videos and all of that, but it looks like nowadays you be stressed. Man, take a break. That shit is bad when somebody says that to you. Not just one person, more than one. Yeah, man, you know, your blood pressure's going up, man. You might need to take a break. Nah, what I need to do is get the fuck out of this environment that I'm in. Maybe it might have been cool when I was in my 20s. I'm not in my 20s anymore. Maybe this shit is cool for your Gen Zs and fucking millennials. This shit ain't cool for me. It's just not. I got children that are that are Gen Zs. This shit ain't cool for me, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like, yo, I am tight about hip hop and where it's at, but at the same time, I can't really like knock it like that because I'm not young anymore. That's what they. Even though I be walking and shit around the community, I hear blah, 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 and I'm like, oh man. But then again, let's just think about it. Isn't that what the old folks said when we were young? Listen in the 90s, listen to Busta Rhymes. Oh wow, I got your all in check. My grandmother was like, man, what the hell? I don't even know what the hell they be saying. Yo, you gotta be wise to this shit. So I'm dead ass, like, for real, like, yo, I've been not only priced out, but I've been aged out. This is a new city. I know, seriously, for those that are born and raised, that are Charlotteans or that been here for years, you know throughout the years what they did, what they've done, what they've managed to accomplish, and still growing. Charlotte's still growing. What they did is they did this, no lie. This shirt is symbol, a symbol of New Charlotte. It was an old Charlotte, and they did just like this. Boom! And planted New Charlotte over old Charlotte. Just like that. Just like that. You fuck around and drive down 77 and look at Charlotte skyline in Uptown as you're driving. A couple months later, that shit won't look like that. They throwing up buildings back to back to back. They already approved the red line going from the train, the light rail that we have. They approved the red line, so that's gonna go from Uptown all the way up to Huntersville. No, I think the Matthews or some shit. Davidson, I think, is the last stop. And then they, I don't know if they approved that line. I think it's called a Silver Line of the light rail, where they're gonna have it run from Matthews all the way up to. They said it's gonna stop. It's gonna be a mile prior to the airport, Charlotte Douglas Airport. So you're gonna have to, I guess, take some type of cab or some Uber or some shit from the last stop to the Silver Rail to get to the train to the plane. It's gonna be a mile away. The last stop on the Silver Line for the light rail. This shit is turning into not to say that it wasn't a real city, it's really turning into something. And I'm done. I'm done. I'm older now. And I know that. I mean, my shit still work. I'm still pleasing my old lady. I can still motherfucking run and play with the children. But here, up here, that's what matters the most. I'm done. I'm done. I don't hardly do any driving. Why? Because whenever I get behind that fucking wheel, I'm constantly arguing. You know what they said about Charlotte? This is my word. You can look it up. They said that Charlotte is like the meanest city in a lot of these other cities. The meanest, the meanest, the most most rudest. That's what they said. The rudest city in a lot of cities. I'm like, well, hold on. What about New York? But then I forgot that shit. 48%. The 48% of people, transplants that move here are from New York. You got New Yorkers, Californians, and what's the other one that's on the list? I forgot the other one. Maybe Florida, but definitely New York and California. It's just a wrap, man. It's just a wrap. You know, I've been living in North Carolina for a minute. I've lived in Raleigh. I've lived in Durham. I've lived in Greensboro. I lived in every city that's so-called popping in North Carolina. And I never would think that things would evolve to what they are right now. I couldn't believe it when people were like in demand of me doing Charlotte videos or videos about Raleigh and Durham. I'm like, why? But these cities are popping. Now they're popular. Raleigh is, if you can't make it to Charlotte, Raleigh is the next best thing. But that's real shit. Man, I remember when I lived in Durham, man, I was, oh my God. Like, I was like, yo, man, I gotta get the fuck out of here. That's how I was. And now people are migrating, moving to that area like, yo, man, I want to move to Durham. Like, what? Hell, I left Raleigh to come here. I was desperate to get the fuck out of Raleigh. So desperate, I drove a fucking car from Raleigh. At the time, I ain't had no license. I didn't have no insurance on the car I was driving. The license plate was fucked up. And the brakes was bad on the shit. Like I couldn't even brake. I had to pull the fucking damn emergency brake up to brake. That's how bad I was trying to get out of fucking Raleigh. And yeah, I had my family, but they rode on the Amtrak. I wasn't that stupid to bring my family along with my fuckery driving like that. And before you pop that bullshit in the comment section about some damn, you be making some dumb decisions. That was years ago. My license is straight and everything is straight now. And I would never do that now. I would never not only endanger my family, but I would endanger myself. But yeah, man, I realized that. And I think I mean I always know that I'm a man. But I become a better man knowing that, hey, you know what? I accept the fact that my money ain't no good here. I'm not going to sit here and bust my ass. I'm not going to, yo, this is my word. For all of the years that I've lived on this planet, I ain't busting my ass for no one, with the exception of my family. I'm not going to motherfucking work just so this motherfucker over here can make all of the money and live off of yachts. Live on yachts. Like literally. While I'm busting my ass, I'm not doing that. Before I do that, I'm going to find out a way to either make money or finesse the fucking system. And you can say what you want to say. You can say, oh man, he talking about finessing the system. That's a such and such and such. Man, do you know how many motherfucking criminals there are on Wall Street? You motherfuckers that's so pure. Doing things the right way. Ain't no right way about it. America was built on finessing motherfuckers. And they still do till this day. Well, I'm going to say it like your man the boxer said, till this day. Till this day. And that's real. All this shit is a facade. America, home of the brave, land of the free. Ain't nothing free here. You ain't brave when you cheating. Fucking people, fucking countries over. Ain't nothing brave about that. It's real shit. Lying to the people every 4 years, politicians are lying. Yo, seriously, this is my word. No, seriously. Hey, this is my word. Y'all better get off of that bullshit, man. Always trying to walk the right walk. Trying to do things the right way. Look where you at. I'd rather find a glitch in the fucking system and sit on my fucking ass. And the only reason why you may sit here and talk about people that find a glitch in the system, and notice I'm not incriminating myself. I'm not telling you whether I'm doing something legal or illegal. Y'all don't know shit. And won't ever know. But the reason why you bitch and complain about someone such as myself that so-called sit on my ass and shit is because you not doing it. That's real shit. You really truly believe what they say about hyperinflation? It's gotten to the point where they've ran out of excuses. Now they're telling you all the truth, which is, yo, we just went up on the prices and ain't shit you gonna do about it. Kiss my ass. This is the America that I like now. That's gonna tell me what the fuck is up instead of fucking lying and bullshitting. This is America that I like. That's corporate ran. And you know it. And politicians are bought by lobbyists that work for corporations. This ain't a democracy. This is a corptocracy. And everything fucking costs money. This is America that I like. I can say that. I can say there's one thing that I like that changed. Back in the 90s, gas was cheap, food was cheap. You know what I'm saying? It was more lax and laid back and shit. You know, we really thought we had some freedom going on. We thought we were more in control of our lives. Come to find out years later, in 2024, now we know the real deal. Now we know that this all was nothing but a fucking big ass plan in the very beginning. And the reason why things were a little bit more easier back in the days is because they were slowly but surely working that motherfucking plan up to achieve this. And that is total control over the people. Where you don't have a private life. Your fucking damn car is telling on you and selling your private, your privacy, your information, your data is collecting data. Your car is collecting data and selling it to companies. Now that I know this, I can maneuver better. I can get the fuck up out of here. Straight up. Move somewhere where there's a dirt fucking road. I can grow my own fucking food. And I got a 4-wheeler. And I ain't got no electronics. None. You can't keep up with me. None. I ain't got nothing. The only thing in my house that's smart are the people. I ain't got a smartphone. I ain't got a smart car. I ain't got a smart house. I ain't got a smart refrigerator. I ain't got a smart toaster. I ain't got any type of gadgets or devices that will tell on me. That's real shit. Now I'm starting to really realize when the older people got old, they just left. They left the cities. Fuck that, I'm out. And I know I'm getting older because guess what? I move just like the older people. You won't see me in the grocery store at 3 p.m. in the afternoon, 5 p.m., none of that. Man, I'm in this as soon as the manager comes up to the doors to unlock it and open it up, I'm right there, right where the senior citizens are. By the time 11 hit, you won't see any senior citizens. None. They get all their thing out of their responsibilities, shit that they got to take care of out of the way before 10:30. And they in the house. Real shit. But yeah, man, I got to go. Couple months, I'm out. And that's real shit, man. And it's just a stage in life that I realize, and I ain't gonna be that, hey, you ain't gotta worry about me. I ain't gonna be the old man in the club, you know what I'm saying, doing a wop. You like, what the hell, man? What that old head doing? What this nigga motherfucker doing the centipede? I ain't doing none of that. You ain't gonna see me in the clubs. I ain't gonna try to act young. You ain't gonna see me with a younger chick or none of that. You ain't gonna see me next month with half of my hair yellow and the other half brown. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to look young. None of that. I'm cool. I'm cool with where I'm at. Up here. Now all I have to do is have the peace of mind that I have up here with me knowing that I need to get the fuck out of here. Now I just need to manifest it. That's it. That's it, man.